Hey guys, it's Eric here with Sacred Forge Healing, here for the weekly reading from February 9th to February 16th, 2025. If you are seeing it past this date, remember these readings can be timeless, and so they will show up for you whenever you need them. So feeling into the energy of this coming week, there is a bit of solemn energy. Let's just get into it. The angels have kind of directed me in this direction today. So if you guys are flying out, just be aware of any indications from your body that might key you into not getting on the flight. A lot of things have happened, and my heart goes out to all those who have lost people, and everyone who was on on those flights that have crashed. So just be aware that there is a little bit of an energy going towards this week of having more of that solemnness happening. So I have already pulled a few cards here today, and we'll pull some more though. But one of the ones that I feel like is most prevalent here, so it says surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. So really trying to connect in with our hearts as best as we can this week when we're sending out those loving intentions, when we're trying to bring anything in. This feels a little bit like more of a deep dive into the heart area, where things are dark but warm. So what that kind of means, trying to ground it into it. So we're being held as we go through these dark times, where things don't look great on the outside, but we're going through a transition and a transformational phase. Think about when a baby is born. They're born in that darkness of the mother. And that's actually kind of what we're sinking back into, is the darkness of the divine feminine, that healing aspect of it, that nurturing. And that's what we're trying to connect in. And this week, and as we're moving forward right now, is trying to heal that divine feminine and balance it with the divine masculine, also healing the masculine for sure, because it's been corrupted and changed. But this just really feels like a week of going within, sending out prayers for the world because the world needs it. Sending out love for the world because the world needs it. There's so many things that are happening right now that to a lot of people are terrifying, and they can be, yeah, for sure. But not to sugarcoat it all, but we have a choice to make in regards to how we work with the energy of it. So remember, what I talk about here is all on the energetic spectrum. Don't want to get into the politics and everything of what is happening. That's not what I'm here for. Yes, be aware of what's going on, but we're talking about the energy of it. All right, so the energy is this week is to send out love to the world, and nurture yourself in the best way that you can, right? We're sinking into the darkness and the depths of that. And sometimes there doesn't seem like there's any light. But through being in that dark place, we get to nurture ourselves to then grow and change. Again, kind of the analogy of the baby and the mother, right? It's in that dark place where it starts to grow and change, right? And that's where we're at. We're in this space of dark transformation. And when I say dark transformation, it's not a negative context, right? It's transformation allowing for more light to come in. So let's see, what energies do we need to be more aware of in this week? So we have 3 cards here. We have alignment. So this is what we're going towards, right? We're bringing that divine feminine and the divine masculine together to then allow us to kind of come together as a more complete and whole being, right? We have the receiving aspect and healing and nurturing aspect of the divine feminine, and the active moving action of the divine masculine. That's what we're trying to bridge between right here, right? That's what we're growing towards, so that way we can have both the nurturing and the action, right? It's always good to go in, but that in also needs a way to get out, and that's where the balance is coming. So again, we have alignment. So one of the energies that is kind of coming forward with this one as well, we do have the dolphin. When I think of the dolphin, I think of a very playful energy, sometimes mischievous, of course. But we have to make sure we keep a light heart as best we can with all the things that are happening. I know that can be really hard. I'm there with you guys, because this feels like some heavy energy. But through kind of taking these moments to cultivate that change within us is allowing us to, connect with ourselves on a new level, connect with other people, and be there in a space where we can help when people need it, right? We don't, what is the old adage? Don't pour from a cup that's empty, right? You pour from a cup that's overflowing. That's what we want. And that's actually what we have going on right here. Our second card is water. It says the overflow, right? Cultivate that love inside of yourself to the point where, you have extra to give. Right now, with everything that's going on, there's a lot of cups that are empty, and we want to start filling those up. So if you're those who are already in a good space and allowing that energy to flow through, that love to cultivate and pass through you, and allow that to fill others as well, the world needs you. The world needs all of us, right? We need all the light bearers, the light bringers, even those who are triggering for us, right? Because those triggers illuminate shadows that we haven't looked at before, right? The spiritual path isn't always the love and light. There's also the shadow. There's also that darker aspect that allows us to bring more light eventually, right? But this is definitely a week for looking at ourselves, is what I'm feeling. But again, a reminder to still be playful, still allow that light to come, but know that it's not always going to be the brightest day, and allow yourself some grace for that, okay? And then with our water here, we have those emotions that are bubbling up. Allow yourself to have those emotions coming up and through you and out of you, right? When we hold them in, then it's just clogging up the system. We don't want that. So think of a fountain. If you clog up the system, the water comes out. Same thing, right? Allow the emotions to flow in the best way that they can, so that way more of that energy can flow and come through you and out of you, right? This is how we cultivate that love, is spending time working on ourselves, working on that connection to love, to source, and looking at ourselves in the most honest way that we can. And knowing sometimes you're going to say, I don't necessarily like who I've become. How can I change that? And taking some honest time to look at that, and then connect in with your emotions. That's one of the biggest things this week as well, is to connect in with those emotions. Allow yourself to nurture them. Allow yourself to be nurtured through them. Okay. And then our last card we have right here is the Realm Bridger. Okay. So this is talking about spending lots of time connecting in with Source, with God, with the angels, however you want to connect with these cards. But, as you cultivate this light and go through these times of darkness to have more of that light and energy, right? You're allowing yourself to bridge the gap between the light and the dark. And yes, we're kind of looking at it as a duality consciousness way, right? With only the light or the dark, they are just spectrums of the same energy. But as we cultivate more of that light, more darkness is kind of washed away. Let's look into that. I want to feel into that a little bit more. So as we cultivate more of that light is just shining through us and around us to bring more light into the world. All right, that is what we're here to do. We're bringing that light through us and out into the world as who we are. It's not something we have to actively try to do, but when you're acting through authenticity, when you're acting through that space of love and gratitude, it shines and pours through you. and then it affects the world around you. An example can be, you walk into a room and everything just brightens, right? When you have that energy to that certain point, the energy just brightens in a room that you are in. And that can be people just who have been in a bad mood just say, you made my day just by showing up, right? That's a little bit of a grounded example of that light coming through. Or an easy thing to do to help spread that light is just give compliments, give love to other people when they might not necessarily receive it all the time, right? Helping to make somebody's day and just sharing that little bit of love with them goes a long way. So be the realm bridger, be the person who is there to share what you have to offer. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. But let me know how you're doing this week. Leave it down in the comments below, because the energy is a little intense. It's solemn, and we'll have to let it be that. So again, have an amazing week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye for now.